Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So here we are. It's Saturday morning of our May Campout in Greenwater 2021. It's been an amazing week. This is our last full day here. And we're going to share with you whatever's been happening. So who'd like to go first?
Nothing happened in my area.
No?
Yeah, come on now.
No, wait a minute.
Well, we had a nice walk yesterday.
We did have a nice walk yesterday. And we actually went down the trail that everybody else has been going to hear the stadium noise. And we sat in the creek. We didn't really hear the stadium noise. I heard like I would call white noise, but no stadium noise. But we all three heard screams.
I heard like 3 or 4 heavy footsteps from up the bank across from us, up high out of our view.
Yep.
And that was the first thing I heard.
Yep.
But
Then we heard his screams, I think, and then
Yeah.
the tree.
yeah, so there was like a faint scream, but it was a scream.
Yeah.
And then there was a
Another scream.
bigger scream.
Yeah.
And then
It was distant.
it was distant, but I think it was not as distant maybe as the first one.
Okay.
And then the tree.
And then the tree fell over.
Yeah.
And you could hear it cracking, crack, 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 crack.
Yeah.
But it didn't land. So someone thought, well, gee, maybe they're making another X or something for you, Barbie.
Maybe.
Any wind?
No, not a breeze.
No wind
Nothing.
at
No, it
all.
was
Just
out of the
Yeah,
blue.
you could hear the crack, 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 crack. It's almost like gunshots of the wood breaking. Yeah, and then, but it wasn't as big as the tree that went down in the Blue Mountains a couple of years ago, but it was bigger than the trees that were around us.
right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. That was at the same location where Mitch had heard the stadium, and
And Rob.
Rob heard the stadium and a cough. Oh, you heard it with screams. Stadium and screams.
Ladies
Stadium.
cough, then stadium.
The stadium sounds, and then Tracy, you heard owls there when you went. So I guess somebody should go back there today and see what's going to happen.
So for
Be fun to
historical
get up over
context,
that
for
bank
the
and
video
see
is
what's
that
going on there,
location
'cause that's where
was
everything came
a
from.
number of years ago kind of my habituation site for 2 years at night. That I believe in 2016. The stadium. I believe in 2016 is where actually that quite elaborate glyph was left on it, which is now mostly gone. But
Okay.
it's still like we're talking 10 yards away from where you guys are sitting.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's just as a historical context for people that aren't familiar with the area. That's an old habituation site.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Tracy, you had put your intentions out to have that blanket touched, and you had an amazing response from that. So you decided to thank them. Want to tell us about that?
Yes. So yesterday, the handprints came on 2 days ago, and then yesterday I put that same blanket out at the end of my bed, and I left a glyph in the shape of a heart because I didn't know how else to say thank you better than that. And anyway, I came back later in the afternoon, and the blanket had been folded up on one side and pulled down on another side. There were no more handprints, but I think that I'm in dense trees there. There's not a lot of breeze or wind. There's certainly no wind, but I don't know what would have folded the blanket up like that. Not saying it's impossible, but it was. Sandy thought that it was an acknowledgement of my thanks.
Well, also the heart, it was so perfect, such a beautifully done little heart made out of just twigs and things that you had made. And we looked at the before picture, and it was changed just slightly.
That is correct.
There was a little like piece that came off on one side that was above the heart when you left it, and it was below the heart when we came back.
Yes. And then I have a pair of socks that I sleep in, and I had them folded up, and they had been moved. The socks had been moved.
Well, that was a great acknowledgement. A great acknowledgement to begin with and for your thank you.
I'd like to add with his blanket for the people that are just watching the video. This isn't like a wool blanket or a sheet type of blanket. It's like a felt blanket that's got little long
Mickey
hairs.
blanket.
So when you put your hand or something on it, you can see the imprint. So it's a blanket that lends itself. So think of it like a felt type of blanket where, when you rub it one way, it goes...
Like velvet.
It's fleece.
Yeah, velvet felt type of thing with a fairly long fur rug type stuff. So it's not like, I just want to say, you're not talking about just like a wool blanket that you're trying to make no, this is a felt blanket where you can clearly see imprints when somebody puts a hand on something.
And when I put the blanket out, I have to take another cloth and wipe it like this to make sure that all the fibers are going the same way. Basically, like an Etch-a-Sketch where you shake it and then it goes blank. I'm making a blank thing there. So when they did put their hands on there, it was definite handprints that were on there.
Very cool. Well done.
The other thing about that yesterday was your quilt that you have on your bed. The whole quilt was shifted underneath that blanket. The whole thing was just shifted slightly, and the blanket just went with it. But that was not enough to roll one end under and the other end up over, like you're turning back a bed, but it was a small corner.
Yeah.
So there was not enough wind to even do anything like that. It would have messed up the part before it would have picked up that blanket and rolled it back for you.
Yeah.
Or to pick up your socks that were just above the blanket and then move them up towards the head of your bed with your pajamas. They were like, no, this belongs up there.
Right.
You're going to need those tonight. It's going to be chilly. It was definitely an acknowledgement of some.
And it fascinates me that when they do this, and the ones that have had glyphs left for them and changed, they do such subtle things to see if you really observe them. And they must be thrilled for people that really do notice that.
Are paying attention.
And they want to do more, but it's very subtle. And that's what, if it was any other animal through there, it'd just be a mess.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you would have seen
That's what made me
prints.
so happy about the handprints on the blanket it was not subtle at all.
Yeah.
Go deep.
That was fun.
And it was kind of fun because I felt like when we went back there for the handprints, I just felt like they were like in the bushes watching us, or they were so excited. We were excited.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was cool back there. It was very special.
The energy yesterday was very nice. I thought it was very friendly. We invited them to come out, but nobody wanted to come out and play.
Terry, at one point, Courtney and Christina were here. They've since left, but you went for a little walk over toward Rob's bus.
Yeah.
Something happened over there. You want to tell us about that?
So Courtney and I were at the end of the driveway here by the road, and she had seen some eye shine over in the direction of Rob's bus, and she said that it was above the height of the bus.
It was red.
Red, yeah.
Okay.
And then a couple of people walked down the road, and she and I were stationary there, and I looked up in the sky and I saw a very fast moving bright white light. I mean, very bright and very fast. And I told her to look up, and she saw it, and then it went down that way. Can't tell you how far. It went down that way in the sky, over this way, and then that way. It changed directions just like that. And I saw some color flashing when it changed directions. I don't know if she did or not, but
Colors like not navigation lights, but
no, like hologram kind of colors.
Oh,
If you're like fluctuating, morphing
okay.
colors.
All right.
And then that stopped. It did flash one time over here, in and out.
Okay.
No, not Rob. But then it went in that direction again, and we lost sight of it.
It just kept going.
I don't know. It was gone.
Okay.
Not where we saw it last.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
And the turns were really sharp,
Yes.
very sharp.
Very sharp. Not like
Interesting.
any flying machine that I'm aware of.
So, about how long was it in view for?
Oh, maybe 30 to 45 seconds.
Wow, long enough to get a good look.
Yeah.
Well, and you said it was closer than the stars, but farther than a plane.
Oh, definitely farther than a plane.
Okay.
Yeah. And it didn't have navigational flashing lights of any kind.
Okay.
Too fast for a satellite. And if satellites turn corners, that could be it, but no, I don't think
know.
so.
There's some pretty fancy stuff up there, but I don't know if they can do that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we weren't looking for anything, just looking up at the sky and
Okay.
boom.
Wow. Cool.
What time of night?
While we were all sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting here a long time. I'm wondering
Well,
if,
it was
if it's
it was
going out
as
at that same time.
when they
tonight.
said that, I got out of my chair, I went up to the bus, got out my anti-gravity chair, and was looking up in the sky because I wanted to see it because I'm a UFO buff too. I didn't see anything, but then of course it's already passed.
Yeah.
But I sat up there for about half hour, 45 minutes, looking, and you see the usual satellite, or what you think is a satellite, going by here and going by there. Lots of planes going that way, but I didn't see anything odd.
We can
Okay.
ask Courtney what time
Yeah,
she left.
It was about midnight that everybody left, so I think it was probably 11 to 11:30
Very
that
well.
you guys walked over there, because you asked me to go with you, and Goldie was sleeping here on her cot, and I didn't want to wake her up, and I knew if I
Right.
got up and moved, she would, so
Yeah.
I declined, which I'm sorry about now. But, okay.
I wanted to add, I had no idea that happened.
Oh,
In that I was one of there was 3 of us that saw the red light. It was, Tracy and I went over, walked down the road with Courtney's girlfriend, I forgot her name. Christine. We walked down the road, we didn't have any lights on, and we saw this red light that was moving off the road to the right, and was moving in the dense brush back there near the river, near the creek, and it kept moving, and we saw it. So,
Wow.
but what's, I don't know, even stranger, I guess, or weirder, or just like, oh shit moment. Tracy and I come back here. We were over the ridge over here, looking down, and Tracy sees this red light that's blinking, and it looks like it's moving up, down, and around. And we're like, both of us, and we grab Kevin to take a look at it, and we're transfixed with this red light that's pulsating. And then Christine realized it's someone's car alarm. Sure enough, I went down and it's Sandy's car
I
alarm.
figured it was my car alarm.
But
Yeah.
it seemed like it was
That red
so
dot
much
gets
further.
everybody.
I mean, it really is only like 50
Ooh,
feet.
that's
And it
awesome,
seemed like it's like way down there. So, but I'm pretty sure we did see something eye shine red
Farther
moving
down the road.
way further down the road in the bushes. It kept moving.
Wow.
So
Well, was that about the same time that they spotted
Yes.
the
Yes, it
eyes
was
above the
about the
bus?
yeah, because
On
we
the
all
side of
went
the
out there together, and the 3 of them separated from us and went down the road, and we stayed.
Okay.
And,
Dana and Donna had an experience last
Yeah,
night.
it was, we just got back to camp probably about close to 1. We got back to camp probably got close to 1 and got all tucked in, and about 1:20 we heard 2 really loud screams, loud enough we heard it out over the river over there. We both said we thought it sounded like coming from camp here. And they were just, I thought it was women screaming. I mean, it really scared me that somebody got hurt or something happened up here, but super loud. I mean, enough that we could hear it over the river out there, and nobody else seemed to have heard it.
Wow.
So 2, I guess, just
Yeah.
screams. I don't know if you describe them any different, but
We went to bed. There was nobody left here at the fire except for Peter and was it you? You were here. And that was it. There was nobody else. And that was at midnight. So how long were you guys out here for?
Not long after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys were probably in bed by what, 12:30?
12:30. I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah, I didn't
and
either.
I'm in between the creek, your camp, and here,
Yeah.
and I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah, I'm camped
We almost
just
drove up
right
here.
there, and I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
hear a thing.
We
So
almost drove up to see what happened.
Wow.
It was so loud and really scary to me. Not
But you didn't.
forest scary, people scary. Like something really happened. It was so.
Who
I
else
don't
heard
know.
a scream up here during? Somebody this morning around the campfire was telling me about a scream they heard up in this direction.
Oh, yeah.
What time was that?
That was early in the evening.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I had an interaction when we got here.
You did.
Yeah, when I got out of the van, we just started walking over here, there was a really loud tree knock right across the road there.
Oh, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many knocks, Tom?
Just one.
Just one?
That's all I ever get, just one.
One. It's like
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
I checked to see if it was Ken over there knocking the tree or something.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything you want to share? Oh, Max.
I guess I could say that on Friday, when me and my dad were heading back down so I could go to school, actually, we got a flat tire, and while he was fixing it, there was a rod that was just lightly tossed at my leg. There was
Oh.
nothing else other than that. And it wasn't like they threw it hard. It was just kind of like a little,
Yeah, just getting
like
your
just trying to get
attention.
my attention.
So where
Hit
were
him
you
in the
guys
calf.
at?
Hit him in the calf. Really not that far away. I mean, it was just off of where you got this road and then on the main one. But it was not very far away. We
Wow.
hadn't made it to the gate yet.
Oh, so you were still on the gravel road.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, congratulations, Max.
Awesome.
Most that's happened to me in quite a few campouts.
Wow. Well, it's about time then, huh?
So
Hey.
I'm
Yeah.
underneath jacking like this, and Max goes, something just threw a rock at me. I turn around like,
Oh,
Wow.
Cool.
Say hello
Very-
back.
Say thank you. Throw another.
Throw a big one the next time.
that's
I was a little more preoccupied in getting that tire changed so I can get him to school.
Which
All
really
right.
seems appropriate since you've got a great throw arm, let me just say. You were precise with that throw arm, and so are they. So that was great interaction. That's cool.
Barb, I'll add to the last night when I went to bed.
I know that's why
I had just crawled into bed, and I don't know whether it was a stick or a rock, but it was something fairly heavy that landed probably 10 feet away from my bed.
Really?
But I
Okay.
don't know what it was.
Okay.
It was dark,
Okay.
and I wasn't going to get out of bed to go look at it.
Okay.
Go find a stick in the forest.
Yeah. It's like, there's not many out there, so.
I bet we'll find it.
Okay, well, so if nobody else has any more experiences to share, we're going to get about our day, our last full day here, and it's going to be amazing. I just know there's more coming, and we'll be here tomorrow morning to share it with everybody. So have a great day. Get out there, do some hiking and exploring, have a fine time, and we'll be back to tell you all about it tomorrow morning. So thanks, everybody. Bye.